Hey everybody, I'm going to go ahead and start recording this meeting. I can spell Britain right. Nobody came to the meeting tonight, but I wanted to go over the Great Britain worksheets, which I know you're going to appreciate. The reason I know you're going to appreciate it is because they're kind of tedious and there's a lot of work to do. So there's a lot of work to do this week. So I want to try to help you out a little bit. Okay, share my desktop. That's what I want. Share the desktop. Okay. All right. I'm sharing my desktop, so they say. So I guess I can do that. Oops, where's my desktop? Okay. Sorry. I wanted to come over here and come to our homepage, which is right here. Okay, so for the 18-week folks, got you a little graphic up here about philosophy. Okay, check it out. Okay, so 18-week folks, this is what we're looking at. February 7th, due date, 11:59 p.m. Need to be reading the Great Britain Countries and Concepts. Okay. Unit 3, Great Britain Key Terms. You're going to need to get that quiz done. The public school, private school web quest assignment. And then the public school, private school Glogster project. No, just project. Okay. You do not have to use Glogster. You can use any tool that you like. You can use PowerPoint. You can use Word. You can use Prezi if you want to. Okay. But what you're going to do is take your information, a lot of the information we found up here in the website, the WebQuest assignment, and put it in a day in the life for our public school and private school people like you in Great Britain. Okay? You'll also need to submit the European Union worksheet. Okay? I'm going to I'm reviewing that tonight, okay? So if you missed this or want to watch the recording back, it'll be under user links, okay? The Great Britain European Union focus question, not questions. I'll change that. It's question, not questions. And then the welfare worksheet assignment. Going to review that tonight also. The NHS discussion question. This is not a discussion. This is a drop box right here. I think I said discussion. And then the Unit 3 Great Britain test. Okay? 16-week folks. You guys are still catching up, right? From last week. Well, because you started later. Okay? So you've got some stuff that you have to do, and it's here. You will go into Great Britain with us, but only get as far as the project. Okay? And just know that you don't have to use Glogster either, okay? Eventually, the 16-week, 18-week, and 14-week, which starts on Monday, will all merge together, okay? I have a ton of grading to do. See that? Okay. So I wanted to go over the worksheets. And if I come right here, I'll start off with the welfare state. All right? So you're going to answer the following questions concerning the welfare state in Great Britain. You can do your own internet research or use the websites offered in the More Resources sidebar, okay? Or you can just listen to this recording, okay? So the welfare state in Great Britain started in 1945. The British economist William Beveridge laid out the plan for it. The core idea of the welfare plan was that after political democracy comes economic democracy. Remember, this is after World War II. So they finally had some diplomacy from winning the Allies, winning in World War II. So that was their core idea. So this plan calls for a nationalized business and industry. This includes your steel, coal, railroads, airlines, petroleums, banks, and telephone. The rationale for nationalizing business, well, it's a core of the economy, and it's too important to be left to the marketplace. It needs social planning, social control, okay? So what were the provisions of the National Health Service? The next question is, how are doctors paid, and what do beneficiaries pay? Okay, so doctors are salaried, okay, and their salaries come from taxes, and the citizens pay no fee for the service. Well, they pay their taxes, but when they go to the doctor, then they don't have to pay, okay? So what's the rationale for unemployment insurance? Well, unemployment is, the rationale is that unemployment is the fault of bad management, not the workers, so workers should not pay the price, okay? What other provisions are provided for in the welfare state? Well, public housing and an expansion of public education. And then we have described the problems of the welfare state. Why is the welfare state a problem? Well, economic stagnation. And what is that? Well, when you have inflation, stagnation, inflation equals stagflation. Okay? Low economic growth rate. We have strikes. We have disruptions. For example, the coal strike. So this stagnation and inflation, it's actually supposed to be, is also known as the British disease. Okay? In other words, what you had here were people who were just like, you know what, I'm not going to work at all. Okay? And that's going to contribute to inflation. Okay? And you had some people, not all, but some that just said, you know what, I'm not going to work. I'm just going to live off the dole or live off the government because these things are provided. Okay? So describe the attitudes that led to the British disease. They had high taxes, so they didn't want to work. They had high benefits, so why work? Poor management, especially in the public sector industry. High employment, not things that were not efficient. There's a historic antagonism between your upper and working classes, which is part of the reason why you were doing your public school project, okay, to see the difference between what the state schools and the public schools, which are the elite schools in Great Britain. So you have this class struggle, okay, between the upper classes and the lower class, or the working classes. In number 11, in what ways did Margaret Thatcher and the Conservative Party undo the welfare state? Well, they weakened the labor unions, okay? They lowered taxes. They privatized some of the state-owned enterprises, okay? And when you're answering things, try to name which ones. And they tried to reduce the National Health Service. They came under a lot of criticism and pressure from this, but resistance from this, but they did try. So who replaced Margaret Thatcher, and for what reason? It was John Major, and the reason was anger over high taxes and the reduced services. Because here's the thing. They continued to raise the taxes, and then, they lowered the services. Well, nobody wants that, right? How did the New Labour Party reform the welfare state? Well, it did more to help poor people, and it made income more egalitarian or more equal. Okay? All right, so that's our welfare state worksheet. All right, that has to be turned in. Here is the European Union worksheet. Now, the European Union, don't tell me in your answers that Great Britain is no longer a part of the European Union. They are very much a part of the European Union. They are devising a plan to Brexit, break free of or exit the European Union. But they are very much still a part of the European Union and will be for a while. So I ask you to get these answers from Europa, the European Union website. And so just to give some background, European Union was created after World War II. The 6 countries that agreed to run heavy industries, coal and steel, under what common management that was called the Schuman Plan. What were the founding member states? It actually should be in black, but anyway. Germany, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg. Explain the significance of the Treaty of Rome. What did it create? Well, it created the common market. This is where goods could travel freely across borders. July 1st, 1968, what policy was put into place and why was it significant? So the 6 member states removed the customs duties on good imported from each other. And this is going to allow the cross-border trade for the first time. And so with that, trade among the 6 countries grows rapidly. 1973, 6 member states become 9 with the addition of what countries? And that would be Denmark, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. The EU citizens elect European Parliament members for the first time in 1979. The pan-European political groups were established in the European Parliament. That would be the Socialists, Conservative, Liberal, and the Greens. Greece was added in 1981, Spain and Portugal in 1986. The need for the Single European Act. So what this does is it sorts out the obstacles to trade flowing across the EU borders. Remember this time, if you could imagine each state in the Union here in the United States having its own currency, its own different currency. So if you wanted to go to Alabama, you'd have to exchange currency to be able to purchase a candy bar at the Circle K in Alabama. How difficult that was. So they needed this single European Act to straighten out some of the obstacles to trade. So what is the Erasmus program? It's funding for university students wishing to study up to a year in another European country. Maastricht. What is it? Why is it important? That's the Treaty of the European Union. It sets the rules for the future of the EU, the single currency, the foreign and security cooperation with justice, home affairs, the official name, European Union. It's a very important treaty. 4 freedoms of the single market. So we're going to have freedom of goods, services, people, and money. New member states joined in 1995. That would be Austria, Finland, and Sweden. That brings the number up to 15 in 1995. The euro is introduced in 1999. Euro notes and coins are introduced in 2002, except in Great Britain. They don't buy into that. New member states are added in 2004. That's the Czech Republic, Cyprus, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Hungary, Malta, Poland, Slovenia, and Slovakia. And then our number 19 asks, does the EU have a constitution? And explain why or why not. So it does not have a constitution. In 2004, there was a treaty establishing a European constitution, and it was signed by 25 EU member states. So it streamlines some democratic decision-making and management of the EU. It was not ratified by all 25 member states at that time. Bulgaria, Romania joined in 2007. Currently, how many member states? I'm going to let you look that up. It is not 27. So if you put 27 on your worksheet, I'm taking points off because I know you didn't listen to this recording and you didn't look up how many member states we have currently because it is not 27. All right. So that is that. Let me see if I can find a way back to our jigsaw thing. Not that. Hold on. Where is it? Hopefully this has been sharing. All right. So I've gone over what is due on February 7th. As always, if you have any questions or need any additional information, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you. Any other questions, please let me know. I'm ending the recording now. And I'm ending this recording.